Thank you for tuning into our shed hunting series. Today, we are going to check out a match set of deer antlers found in Illinois that scores nearly 180 inches. Now, let's meet this week's Shed King of the Week.
There are questions every hunter wants to know. The goal of this series is to examine giant shed antlers from all over the Midwest and beyond to answer one question: where were the antlers found? By knowing that, we can begin to understand more about deer, elk, and where they live outside of hunting season. And more importantly, how to find more shed antlers this spring. Thank you for tuning into Shed Kings. Be sure to hammer that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.
My name is Austin Meyer. I am from Illinois. I have been shed antler hunting for, I would say, 15 years. How many sheds have I found all time? I think I've found maybe 200. My best year of shed hunting ever, I have probably found 80 to 100 sheds, but I walked many miles to do that. I'm going to have to say the most interesting measurement on these antlers are the G2s. They call them the split G2 buck because his G2s are obviously split, and it's just an incredible buck. I mean, he's thick all the way around. I mean, pictures don't do justice on this deer. I mean, he takes up my whole hand. His bases are incredible. He's a 5-year-old deer. And we found him on some private land. I got him scored roughly at 179. And my father-in-law scored him at 178, so I'd say we're pretty close on the score. He's a heck of a deer. I mean, I hope one of us get an opportunity at him this year. He's going to be he's a 5-year-old this year, as in 2021. So he looks very nice for a 5-year-old. Well, the habitat I found these antlers in was like a lot of food plots, a lot of thick timber, like an old cattle pasture. I guess he was eating locust pods on this property, so he likes to stage there. The majority of sheds I find are in like pick cornfields, grass waterways, where deer transitions from food plots to bedding. I find a lot of sheds in bedding areas. I find some in in food plots, but mostly it's in between their transition there. If I could give a piece of advice for a person wanting to find more sheds, that's to go back on that. I would say look at food plots, bedding areas. What I personally do, I pick a trail, a really beat down trail, and I walk it, and I just keep walking that, and I find a lot of antlers on that. Do I have any other interesting sheds? Well, I picked up a new place to hunt this year, actually, and the first time I walked the property on January, I think it was 29th, my wife and I went out there, and she spotted this right side laying next to some old turnips that were planted. And we were all pumped about it because honestly, I guess this deer's scoring 160, but I've scored him 3 times, and I've got him at 170, the 170 mark every time. And I think it's because of the mass on him. I mean, we're actually going to call him blades because his G2s, G1s, I mean, they're all bladed. But I think it was a couple weeks ago, we went back out just to go for another shed hunt, and this farm is like a bedding area, staging area. I walked across this creek and where they like to bed, is a big grassy area. And this deer was laying, this bone was laying just like, actually like this. So I told my wife, I said, I hope that ain't a dead deer laying there. But it was actually the match set to this deer, so I know he's hanging out there. I don't have all the food on there I would like to have to keep him hanging around through the winter. But this new farm is going to be hot. It's a bedding. I mean, they bed on the back side of the property, so I really think it's going to be a good place to hunt.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is a very cool deer that I found there. I think it was 2 years ago. I was just out walking with my dog, and he actually grabbed this one and brought it to me when he was a pup. But I think the coolest thing about this deer is this little hook that comes out. And I have tons of trail camera pictures of him, but I've honestly never had an opportunity to kill this deer. So he's pretty nocturnal. But he's definitely a dandy. You don't see very many deer like this.
If you liked this episode, there's more where that came from. Check out the entire Shed Kings playlist on the Last Breath TV YouTube channel and subscribe so that way you never miss an episode.